Outside the dura, you have the epidural space, which is an actual space. It is made up of fat, loose connecting tissues, and venous plexuses. Well, the subdural space lies between the dura and the arachnoid matter. It is a potential space. Okay? And this is again a picture of the spinal cord with the dura matter. You will see here that it covers the spinal nerve root. So the dura matter continues to the spinal nerve root where it covers them. It is now called the epineurium. Okay, epineurium of the spinal nerve. So when the dura covers the spinal nerve, that is epineurium. It is called as the epineurium. Did you get it? So the dura mater class is the epineurium rather is a derivative of the dura mater. Okay, or a continuation of the dura mater. Okay, this is another picture in which you see here the dura mater, the outermost covering. This is the pia mater. In between, you will see this delicate network of the arachnoid matter. Okay, that is the arachnoid matter. So you have a space between the arachnoid and the pia mater. We call that as the subarachnoid space, which is an actual space. It contains what fluid? Yes, the cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, that is the subarachnoid space between the arachnoid and the pia mater. Okay, so this is the pia mater class. That is the pia mater that covers the spinal cord itself. So yung spinal cord, yan yung innermost covering, or the one that closely invests the spinal cord. That is again the pia mater. You will see thickenings of the pia mater. Okay, we call that the denticulate ligament. Okay, so you will see again those lateral thickenings. That is the denticulate ligament. So the denticulate ligament is attached to the dura mater. Therefore, the function of the denticulate ligament is it holds the spinal cord in place. Para wag lulutang-lutang yung inyong spinal cord within the vertebral canal. Okay? So that is the function of the denticulate ligament or the ligamentum denticulatum. It holds the spinal cord in place. So the denticulate ligament class is a derivative of the pia mater. Okay? It arises from the pia mater, the denticulate ligament. Okay, you have this midline structure which is found all throughout the spinal level of the spinal cord. That is the anterior median fissure. You will notice later that the anterior median fissure is deeper compared to the posteromedian sulcus. Okay, that is the anterior median fissure. Okay, and you have the ventral and the dorsal root of the spinal cord. Of course, the ventral root is found at the anterior surface of the spinal cord, while the dorsal root is found at the posterior surface of the spinal cord. How many spinal nerve roots do you have? How many pairs? For the cervical, you have 8. Thoracic? 12. Very good. Lumbar? 5. Sacral? And a single coccygeal nerve. So all in all, you have 31 pairs of spinal nerve roots. Okay? Okay. So, at the inferior end of the spinal cord, it will taper to become this cone-shaped structure. That is the conus medullaris. Okay? Conus medullaris is found at the inferior part of the spinal cord. That is the tapered portion of the spinal cord. Now, an extension of the pia mater going down which inserts to the coccyx, that is the filum terminale. Filum terminale. Again, the filum terminale is an extension of the pia mater. So the filum terminale is again a derivative of the pia mater. You have now two derivatives of the pia mater, the denticulate ligament and the filum terminale. Okay? So again, that is the conus medullaris. Inferior to the conus medullaris is an extension of the pia mater. It is called as the filum terminale. Okay, another picture. This is our actual specimen of the spinal cord. You can see the dura mater. That is the dura mater, and inferior to the spinal cord is the conus medullaris. Okay? So when you see the conus medullaris, you have to dissect the cauda equina to be able to see the conus medullaris, kasi it is embedded within the cauda equina. This is the cauda equina class. Okay, yan yung parang horse tail. It is made up of several spinal nerve roots. Kaya siya marami. Okay, those are the spinal nerve roots of the second lumbar to fifth lumbar, the sacral and the coccygeal nerve roots. Kaya marami siya. Okay? So when you dissect o hiwain nyo yung mga cauda equina, you will see the conus medullaris. Okay? Hindi nyo agad siya makikita unless hanapin nyo siya within the cauda equina. Kaya ganyan yung itsura niya, class. Okay? So nag-start na dyan yung cauda equina nyo, hawain nyo siya, makikita nyo yung conus medullaris. Okay, very good. Okay, next, this is a transverse section of the spinal cord, in which at the center you will see this H-shaped structure, that is the gray matter of the spinal cord. Okay, the gray matter is further divided into the anterior gray column or anterior horn. You should write, if you will write anterior column, it should have the word gray because you have white, anterior white column. So it's better if you write anterior horn. Okay, so that is the anterior horn. What is the function? Is it sensory or motor? Motor, very good. Then at the posterior end, you have the posterior gray column or the posterior horn. Okay. This is class, that is the gray commissure, which connects the gray matter on each side. And inside the gray commissure, you will see the cavity of the spinal cord. That is what is the cavity again of the spinal cord? Yes, very good. Central canal. So inside the gray commissure, you will find the central canal. Okay. There is also, class, what we call the lateral horn or the lateral gray horn of the spinal cord. But it is found only at the level of the thoracic and the upper lumbar vertebra. Okay? So the lateral gray horn, again, is not found all throughout the level of the spinal cord. Only at the level of the thoracic and the upper lumbar vertebra. Mostly the function of the lateral gray horn is for autonomic. Okay. Okay, this is the anterior median fissure. As I've said earlier, this is deeper compared to the shallow posterior median sulcus. So when you study the cross-section of the spinal cord, when you see this deep fissure, you know that you are at the anterior part of the spinal cord. Okay? Pag halos wala kayong makita, that is the posterior part of the spinal cord. Okay? Did you get it, class? Yes. Okay. So, the white matter, class, surrounds the gray matter. Okay, you have three sections of the white matter. Posteriorly, that is the posterior white column. Anteriorly, that is the anterior white column. And you have the lateral white column. The white matter class is where you'll find the ascending and descending tracts of the spinal cord. Okay? Doon yung makikita yung mga ascending or doon nakalagay yung fibers ng ascending and descending tracts of the spinal cord. Okay? So this is an actual specimen of the spinal cord. So this one, what do you think this is? Huh? Anterior, very good. Because it is prominent and deeper compared here. Okay, that is the anteromedian fissure. Okay. What is this line, class? Yan. Ano yan, class? Yung connects the gray matter of the right and the left side of the spinal cord. That is the, yes, the gray commissure. Very good. So that is the gray commissure. Okay, so again, the anterior median fissure. Now the horns, that is the anterior horn, the posterior horn. So what do you think? What level of spinal cord is this cut? At what level? We have the lateral horn. So probably thoracic or upper lumbar. Okay, because the lateral horn is very prominent on this level, at this level. Okay? Nakita niyo, class? Okay, very good. So this is the model of our spinal cord. Okay, another clue that you are at the anterior part is when you see the vertebral body. Posteriorly is the spinous process. Okay, so what are the structures that you have to look for? Again, the epidural space containing the fats, venous plexuses, etc. Then the dura and the arachnoid matter. The space between the arachnoid and the pia mater is the subarachnoid space. Then, that is the denticulate ligament, which is an extension of the pia mater. The anterior and the posterior median, for the posterior sulcus, median fissure. Then the horns, the anterior, the posterior, and the lateral horn. Okay, you also have the spinal nerves. Posteriorly, that is the posterior root, which is sensory. Anteriorly, the anterior root, which is motor in function. Okay? Any questions? Do you want me to repeat?
Yes.
Nakuha na. Very easy lang naman, lalo na pag may lecture na kayo later. Okay na.